Welcome to Great Music Factory South. We're in Los Angeles County right now. I'm Matt Kramer.
I'm Steve Manser.
And we are here today to talk about the origins and the story behind Cute Little Lesbians and how this song came about.
Yeah. Now, Matt, as I recall, this was something that came up in your place of business.
Yeah.
You had one of your associates. Why don't you walk us through the humble beginnings?
Yes, the humble beginnings. So I have a business partner named Lisa Song, and she's Korean, and she likes acupuncture. And she had this acupuncturist she really, really liked. Well, this acupuncturist became unavailable for a while. There was another acupuncturist that her first one knew, and she ended up being pretty good too. We had not heard from either one of those acupuncturists for a while. I mean, I knew them too. Lisa was kind of flexing her hands, which usually means she's getting a little bit of ache. She was wondering where these acupuncturists had been, and she couldn't remember the name of the second acupuncturist, the one who had been treating her recently. But we also knew she was openly gay. Mm-hmm. It being a female, she was openly gay. And Lisa couldn't remember the name. And she said, "Where is our cute little lesbian?" And as soon as she said it, mm-hmm. I think within like 5 seconds, I said, that's a song
title.
And what I love about it is it's a cute phrase. Mm-hmm. It's the word cute, little, and then Little Lesbians is semi-alliteration. And it was just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
So I was pretty excited, and I went home that night. I can't remember if I called you first to tell you I had this inspiration. But what I remember was I went home and I came up with the first verse. Some guys are so scared they run, but to me it's not worth it to mention. And you don't get many opportunities like that to play with the rhyme.
Yeah.
So I did a quick recording. I sent it over to Steve. Steve was like, "Yeah, I'm in." Within a few days, I drove up there and we just hammered at it. And I think within a couple of days, Steve had expanded the chorus, written the bridge. I love to save some of the lyrics to be open because I'm always inspired working with Steve. It's a lot of fun to just go back and forth and come up with more lyrics and things. It's very common for me to come up with a basic idea, bring it to Steve, but I've learned my lesson through the years. It's a lot more fun to write with Steve than on my own. Yeah. So usually I try not to write a whole thing. And anyway, when Steve gets a hold of it, it's going to be way more sophisticated, way more interesting, and we're going to make lots of changes. Yeah. So, a couple, 3 days, and we had it hammered out, and we were pretty excited.
Yeah, it was clearly going to be a really good song. A couple of things I want to point out is that this was a very typical beginning of a song where you're not thinking about writing a song, but somebody will say something. We've been doing this for years, and so we're constantly looking for these things now. And so when you hear a phrase,
I think our ears are just tuned in to anything interesting.
Somebody says something, we'll turn like that. Yeah. Song title.
Yeah.
And it's happened so many times. At any rate, that was I think the first of the beginnings. And Matt kind of got his initial ideas down and then brought it to me, and we kind of worked on it some more, and we expanded out the chorus, expanded out a bridge to it.
And then a lot of refining. When you write a song, you go over it, and there's an old saying, good songs aren't written, they're rewritten.
Yeah.
So we put it all out there, what inspires us, and then we have to think about, are we communicating the story in the way we want to communicate it? Are we, So anyway.
Yeah. A couple of things that I want to mention about it. First is that we live, I live up in the San Jose area, and he's down here in Southern California in the LA area. And, there's large gay communities here, and we just don't think anything of it. So as we were writing this, we're not thinking in terms of this is a gay versus a straight thing. We're thinking about if a straight guy wants to, pursue a lesbian, how would he go about doing it? What would his plan be and all that? So this is all we're thinking about. And it's we thought it was a unique situation. We certainly hadn't heard anybody else cover a song like this.
An actual love song.
Yeah, an actual love song.
There's been songs like Dude Looks Like a Lady where they talk about this type of stuff, but the fact of the matter, and also I'll say, Steve and I, when we lived up in San Jose, I mean, I worked in one company where I was the only straight male there.
Yes.
Loved it. It was just a great place, and it was great people. This is normal for us.
So,
and we got family and friends like crazy. I mean, we're around the gay community all the time. We got a lot of support from them. That's who we played it for first.
Yes, that's who we played it for first. It is kind of strange because as we have since released the song, and we'll cover this in a bit, but a lot of folks are from more conservative areas, and I think it was a little bit more shocking to some people than to us. We just didn't give it a thought.
Yes, remember, Steve and I were born in Missouri, and so we did contact a lot of our friends back in Missouri, some of which we haven't probably been in contact with for 30-some years, just to let them know, hey, we're alive. A lot of them knew we were songwriters. You finally get to hear something we've done. And we were surprised at the positive response and reaction we got from our hometown in Kansas City, Missouri. We came to find out that Kansas City is ranked as the 20th most liberal city in the country. So that was an eye-opener. So stay tuned for more Gray content and original Gray Music Factory songs. Until then, good night, Gracie.